Welcome back to Madrid Pulse, your go-to destination for everything Real Madrid. If you love keeping up with the latest transfer news, rising stars, and in-depth analysis surrounding the club, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Today, we dive into the intriguing case of Nico Paz, a former Madrid gem currently shining in Serie A, and explore why his name still echoes in the corridors of Valdebebas. Nico Paz, the highly talented midfielder who once lit up the Real Madrid Castilla midfield, is now making waves in Italy with Serie A side Como. Despite having left the Spanish capital last summer, his name hasn't faded from the radar of Real Madrid. In fact, the bond between Los Blancos and Paz is far from severed, thanks to a carefully structured exit strategy put in place during his transfer. Carlo Ancelotti made the decision to let Paz depart in the previous transfer window, accepting a $6 million offer from newly promoted Como, who are now led by none other than former midfield maestro Cesc Fabregas. The move surprised many Madridistas at the time, especially considering the promise Paz showed in Madrid's youth ranks. However, it wasn't a total farewell. Real Madrid's hierarchy made sure to insert 3 strategic buyback clauses into the deal, giving them the right to re-sign Paz in 2025, 2026, or 2027, a safeguard that could prove vital if the young midfielder continues his upward trajectory. And that trajectory is looking very promising. In his debut season under Fabregas, Nico Paz quickly became a key figure in Como's midfield. The Canarian-born playmaker registered 6 goals in the league, with only 2 players in the squad scoring more, and added 8 assists, which placed him among the top creators in the entire Serie A. Those numbers have not gone unnoticed in Madrid, where club scouts and executives are continuing to monitor his development closely. While Xabi Alonso has been laser-focused on strengthening his defense in this summer's transfer window, bringing in names like Alvaro Carreras, Dean Huijsen, and superstar fullback Trent Alexander-Arnold, the midfield remains a project for the near future. Alonso knows he will need depth, energy, and creativity in that area if he wants to build a squad capable of dominating both domestically and in Europe. In that context, a player like Nico Paz, who already understands the club's DNA, could be a valuable asset. But things are not that simple. Como, aware of Paz's rising stock, are determined to keep hold of their star man. According to reports from Mundo Deportivo, the Italian side is actively seeking to break free from Real Madrid's influence in the deal. Cesc Fabregas is said to be pushing for full control of Paz's rights. At the moment, Real Madrid still retain 50% of the player's ownership and hold 2 more buyback options. Fabregas and Como want to buy out that remaining 50% and delete the clauses that would allow Madrid to bring him back in the coming years. However, this won't come cheap. If Madrid were to agree to give up those rights, they would demand at least another $6 million, the same amount they received last summer, plus a potential premium to cancel the buyback clauses. Whether Como will be willing to meet that valuation remains to be seen. Still, for Real Madrid, there's no urgency to make a decision. As things stand, they hold all the leverage. Should Paz continue to perform at a high level during the 2025-26 season, particularly in a more competitive Serie A campaign, Madrid will have a perfect opportunity to bring him back, this time as a more mature, well-rounded player ready to contribute to the first team. For fans of Madrid Pulse, this is the kind of long-term thinking that reflects the brilliance of Madrid's current transfer strategy. Letting young players develop elsewhere while maintaining a line of return ensures that only the most ready and deserving talents wear the white shirt. Nico Paz may not be wearing it now, but don't be surprised if he finds his way back to the Bernabeu sooner rather than later. Real Madrid remain confident of reaching a contract extension agreement with their veteran goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, who has continued to demonstrate his immense value to the club both on and off the pitch. The Belgian international, who has served as the team's undisputed #1 goalkeeper since joining from Chelsea in 2018, remains an integral part of Xabi Alonso's squad despite the managerial transition from Carlo Ancelotti to Alonso this past summer. At 33 years of age, Courtois is no longer in the early stages of his career, but his performances continue to speak volumes. Real Madrid still view him as a cornerstone of their squad, and that belief was reaffirmed during the FIFA Club World Cup held in the United States. Courtois delivered one of the standout moments of the tournament for Los Blancos, producing a spectacular save in stoppage time to deny Borussia Dortmund a late equalizer in the quarter-final. That moment of brilliance proved decisive in securing Madrid's place in the semi-finals. Although the team fell short in the next round against Paris Saint-Germain, suffering a heavy defeat, Courtois still stood out for his resilience, making several crucial stops to keep the scoreline somewhat respectable in a match that could have been even more one-sided without his presence. The club's unwavering confidence in Courtois has now translated into a bold decision off the pitch. According to transfer experts Fabrizio Romano and Matteo Moretto, Real Madrid have reached an agreement with Courtois to extend his contract until 2027. This potential new deal not only reflects Courtois' importance to the club, but it also marks a significant shift in Real Madrid's long-standing contract policy under President Florentino Perez. Historically, Real Madrid have maintained a strict stance when it comes to players over the age of 30. For over a decade, the club has limited contract renewals for such players to one-year deals, often waiting until the final year of the existing contract before opening negotiations. This cautious approach was designed to maintain financial and squad flexibility, particularly with aging players. Luka Modric, a club legend and one of the most influential midfielders of his generation, repeatedly signed short-term deals in line with this policy. Even with his iconic status and consistent performances, the Croatian midfielder was not granted an exception. However, the situation with Courtois appears to be different. The current deal of the former Chelsea and Atletico Madrid star is set to expire in 2026, but the club is now prepared to offer him a 2-year extension, which would keep him at the Santiago Bernabeu until at least 2027. This decision effectively breaks the club's traditional policy and is seen as a testament to how highly Courtois is valued by both the coaching staff and the board. It's a move that has reportedly been endorsed by President Florentino Perez, who recognizes the need for stability and leadership at the back, as Real Madrid undergo a broader squad transition under Alonso. From the player's perspective, there is no hesitation about staying in Madrid. Courtois has publicly expressed his desire to finish his career with the club, a sentiment that has only strengthened during the recent discussions. My renewal. Talks are ongoing. I want to stay at Real Madrid for as long as possible. My dream is to retire at Real Madrid, he said in a recent interview. These words underline not just his commitment, but also his emotional connection to the club where he has won multiple titles, including La Liga, the UEFA Champions League, and various domestic cups. The deal is expected to be formalized soon, with all parties working toward finalizing the terms. While Real Madrid have been known for their strict adherence to club policy, Courtois' situation proves that exceptions can be made when a player's value is truly irreplaceable. The veteran goalkeeper remains not only a reliable presence between the posts, but also a leader in the dressing room, someone whose experience and calm under pressure continue to be crucial in the biggest matches. With this new agreement, Real Madrid are not just securing a top goalkeeper, they are preserving a legacy.